Japanese tourists used to head to Southeast Asia for vacations they could enjoy without breaking the bank. Now the reverse is also true. Many are coming from Southeast Asia to Japan for prices that are surprisingly reasonable. NHK World's John Ledoux has more.
These women from a rural area in the northeast of Thailand are on the latest of several trips they've made to Japan. There's a reason they keep coming back.
How much is this?
1,080 yen.
The ingredients are high quality and everything is fresh. Things in Japan are very reasonable for what you get.
Many things that women want to buy are cheaper in Japan than in Thailand. Can I see what you guys bought?
Yes. Apple cutter.
How much would this be in Bangkok? Daiso Bangkok.
200 yen.
200 yen?
Yes.
So double.
Double. Yes.
One factor behind the gap is Japan's currency. The yen's real effective exchange rate, which shows its competitiveness, is actually lower now than it was in the mid-1980s. The rate for the Thai baht, on the other hand, has continued to grow, especially since 2012. Monthly earnings in Thailand have also risen, jumping 70% over about a decade. During the same period in Japan, they dropped 11%. Falling wages have put the pinch on Japan's dining industry. Even the fanciest bowls of ramen are usually priced under $9, a pleasant surprise for tourists used to paying more at home.
For the amount of ramen you get and the quality, this is very reasonable.
Ramen prices remain frozen in time as Japanese consumers are reluctant to shell out more.
I'm used to paying $5 to $6 for ramen, 9 tops.
In order to stay afloat, ramen chains are setting their sights on foreign markets. This chain opened a location in San Francisco, where its Wagyu beef ramen is a big hit, despite the $39 price tag. That price for the same Wagyu ramen was cut in half in Japan, but was still too much for many local consumers. Wow, that's really incredible. Now, the manager of this ramen store says that 70% of the people who buy this expensive ramen are foreigners. In order to keep prices down, the company has been forced to get creative.
Everyone in the supply chain is affected. Agricultural producers have to keep prices low. We buy directly from farms to cut out the middleman and save money.
Foreign visitors aren't just here for the cheap buys. The influx of tourists from Southeast Asia is also helping to revive traditional Japanese crafts that have been dying out. This culture and craft workshop in Tokyo is quickly becoming a hotspot for visitors from other countries, most recently from Thailand. Hello.
Hello.
What are you doing?
It's Kintsugi.
Kintsugi? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
in Japanese.
In Japanese?
Yes.
Okay, can I join you?
Yes, sure.
Kintsugi is the traditional Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold. These women say it's catching on because people from Thailand have a fondness for the precious metal.
Thai people really like gold. It's a lucky color in our country.
Goi Piawipa is one of the forces behind this trend. She spends a lot of time in Japan and has begun a business tailor-making activities for Thai tourists. She travels around Japan looking for cultural activities that will appeal to Thai people. She posts them to social media and her company website and sees which ones attract attention. Such cultural experiences rarely have website information in Thai. Most only offer English, Chinese, and Korean. Goi charges for booking activities and providing translations. Her clients don't bat an eye when the total price for the experience comes to $80.
You can't put a price on such a memorable experience, especially when there is gold involved.
These cultural activities have been struggling with flagging interest among Japanese people. So Goi's customers are helping keep them alive. Goi works closely with businesses that provide culture activities. She lets them know what Thai people are interested in, and the companies use that to create new tour packages that directly target Thai tourists.
Do Thai people like hot springs?
Yes, definitely.
Thanks to these visitors from Thailand, many Japanese businesses that would have had to shut their doors can stay in business. Many are desperately looking to tourists from Southeast Asia to stay alive.
One researcher says spending by Thai tourists is only likely to increase further.
Thailand's economy has been growing steadily since 2010, and wages are up. The growing middle class is familiar with Japanese culture because so many Japanese companies do business there. Many of them are naturally choosing Japan as their travel destination.
As more tourists from Southeast Asia choose Japan, businesses will need to rethink their offerings to serve a diversifying clientele. John Ledoux, NHK World, Tokyo.
Well, I've got to say that I'm surprised. I think we all kind of have an image of Japan being expensive. But, I mean, as we saw, some of those items are half price here in Japan. What is your take on all of this?
People don't buy things just because it's cheap. It has to be cheap and good. So Thailand people buying Japanese goods and services, suggesting that the Japanese products are still good and cheap. And now it suggests that we have a broader demand around from the world. Maybe it's time for Japan to increase its prices.
Ah, okay. And how do you see all of this affecting the Japanese economy?
In the long run, we have to think about the supply side as well. Now, cheap Japan means cheap wages as well. Only the low income, relatively low income people, who are low value added workers, are visiting Japan to work for Japan. So we need to increase wages to attract higher income or higher value added workforces to Japan.
And we definitely need the workers here.
That is right.
Next, we have on